The Fed is sounding the alarm about inflation again. CNN's Maribel Aber joins us now from the NASDAQ market site in New York. Hello, Maribel.
Hello, Chesley.
All right, this time the trade tariffs are front and center on the minds of the Fed chair.
They are. The impact of tariffs is one of the big issues for the Fed, and the Fed was also concerned with the job market and inflation when it met last month. That's according to the minutes of the Fed's meeting, which were released yesterday. Now, the majority of Fed officials at the time were in favor of not cutting interest rates just yet. The Fed is still trying to gauge how much tariffs could drive up costs for consumers and send inflation higher. But despite all that, many now believe the Fed will cut its key interest rate when it meets in September, and we'll have even more insight tomorrow when Fed Chair Jerome Powell gives a policy speech. Powell and the rest of the Fed are gathered at their annual conference in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Chesley.
We'll be looking forward to that tomorrow. All right. Google quietly armed its new Pixel 10 lineup with an AI that thinks and acts before we do.
Okay, another sign of just how integrated AI is becoming in our devices. Google has launched its new Pixel 10 smartphone line. It's powered by artificial intelligence. The company says the devices can use its AI to do smart tasks. One example, AI quickly getting the address of an Airbnb when someone sends a text asking for it. The line includes the Pixel 10, which starts at $799. There's also a $999 model, as well as a Pixel 10 Pro XL with a larger screen that starts at $1,199. Chesley, we've got flip phones, we've got AI integration. It'll be interesting to see what Apple comes up with in just a few weeks.
Oh yeah, you know, it's gonna be something bigger and better. You know, they just keep this fight going. And I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. Our Amazon carts are about to get bumpers and not barrels, and Hertz is selling cars online.
Yeah, Hertz has started selling its used rental cars on Amazon right now. The vehicles are available through Amazon Autos in 4 locations, so Dallas, Houston, Los Angeles, and Seattle. Buyers can browse cars and complete their purchase right on the website and then pick up the vehicle. Plans call for an additional 45 locations around the U.S. to be added. Now, for Hertz, it's another way to sell its rentals directly to consumers. The company already offers them through its website, along with Carvana and Autotrader.com, and Hertz sells about a third of its former rental cars directly to consumers through its auto lots and website. But most of the vehicle sales still go through auto auctions or through dealers. We started with books, Chesley, now it's cars.
Can you believe it? It just keeps growing, right? Atlanta-based Delta Airlines is now in a part of a lawsuit, a class action lawsuit over windows seats not having windows. I've experienced this myself.
Oh, I want to hear about it. So both Delta and United Airlines are being sued by passengers who claim they paid for window seats only to find themselves seated next to a blank wall of the plane. The lawsuits say planes used by the two airlines have seats that normally would offer windows, but due to the placement of air conditioning ducts, electrical conduits, or other components, those seats end up being windowless on some planes. Both lawsuits are proposed class actions and are seeking millions of dollars of damages for more than 1 million passengers at each carrier. A woman in the lawsuit filed against United said the airline refunded her the fees for windowless seats on 2 flights, but not on a third one where there was also no window. Some airlines do flag these types of seats during the booking process. When I used to travel a lot for business, Chesley, I always used seatguru.com to check out the airplane configuration just because of this reason. By the way, I'm an aisle person.
You're smart. You're smart. I did the same thing. Got on the plane and it was just that wall there, and I'm thinking, I paid for a window, you know, and so I wanted to back my seat up and share the window of my neighbor behind me there. But yeah. So you got to know. It pays to know. Right. It pays to know. Maribel, thanks so much for joining us. Thanks so much for the insight today. All right.